Hey Awaken friends, Chris here, and welcome to your flow. I'm in Greece, on the spectacular island of Kythira, in the gorgeous Capsali Bay. The sunrise is just lifting behind me. You can see it hitting the castle, or from this camera, the lighthouse. And this is a nice, wonderful flow to bring in the energy of the islands. The warm-up isn't very long, it's a few poses, so if you need more, please do a warm-up first and come back to this. Otherwise, please follow the channel and follow along to this flow. When you're ready, sitting in a nice hero's position, so that's with our bum sitting on top of our heels. If you want to sit down on the mat because this isn't comfortable, any other comfortable seat is fine for you. And I'd like us just to start with a couple of breaths to get ready for the day. And we're going to bring our hands into our lap, and on the next inhale, we're going to lift our hands up, and our fingertips will touch. And exhale, bringing your hands down through heart center. Fingertips may just graze past your lips and nestling into your heart space. And inhale, hands moving up above us. Fingertips touch, gaze may follow. And exhale, hands down and into heart center. Inhale, hands moving up above us. Gaze may follow with a gentle opening of the chest to the sky. And exhale, hands down. And this time just firmly pressing your thumbs into your heart space. And I invite you to bring your attention here through the remainder of the class, keeping it in towards your heart. Setting whatever intention or guide you want for the day. And just being aware that you've rolled out your mat, you've put this class on, and you're giving yourself this space today. Hands coming down back into your lap. We're going to bring our hands out in front of us and rotating around so our palms are facing away from us. And then we're going to bring our hands around behind, clasping our fingertips. Try and have your right thumb on top in the clasp of your palms pressing firmly together, bringing our hands down just behind us and gently lifting our chest up to the sky. And then bringing our hands around that have clasped firmly together onto the right hip. It's kind of like a little holster, a little gun holster here. We're just holding it here. And we're going to drop our right ear down towards our right shoulder. And then gently just roll the neck around here. This is a beautiful release, especially first part of a class. Neck's always generally pretty tight if you sit at a desk or no matter what you do. We're all on phones. Our heads aren't always in the best positions for those. And taking our hands back behind us, swap the clasp around so your left thumb's on top. Gently open the chest back up to the sky. And then moving the clasp across like a holster onto the left side. And just rolling around. Yeah. Now this class I've devised, it will be in threes. Each action we'll do 3 times. So I love threes. It's just a nice number. It's great for a yoga class too. It gives you somewhere to go so you know what we're doing, where we're moving to. Apart from this stretch, that was just one each side. Bring our hands down onto the mat. We're going to move ourselves into a lovely cat-cow to get this class started. So arriving onto the mat, you bring your chest open and bright forward to the front of your space. And exhale, rolling your vertebra up to the sky. Gaze will look towards the back of the mat so you can see your toes there. And inhale, coming forward, nice and proud and open. Exhale, really try to lift that spine a little bit higher this time. Can your head move closer down through and between your arms? And inhale. Third time through. We're going to be doing it in threes. And exhale. Really dome that spine. Knees past triceps. If you can, or wherever it suits, wherever you arrive to. And back to center. Let's just add a couple of organic movements. 3 breaths on each side. As you just begin to add a little bit of movement into your space. Feeling into how your body's feeling today. Might be tight in the hips. Could be the arms or the shoulders. Where is it that needs more of your attention? What's your body feeling today? And don't forget the other way. Your body will show up differently every day. Each side will. Depends what you've done, whether you've been walking a lot or not, or doing some other exercise. Whatever has happened. And coming back to center, I'm just going to walk our hands out just a tad. We're going to bring our head down towards the mat to lengthen out our shoulders. And really opening up into this space. Forehead down. It's a little bit introverted. And just breathe in here. Feel that length through the shoulder blades. And when you're ready, moving a little bit further forward, hips come down to the ground. We're in this nice raised sphinx position here. And can maybe just lift up one time, lengthening the arms out. So we have a bit more length through here. It's kind of moving towards an up dog. We're just raising ourselves up, but our hips are firmly on the ground, thighs as well. And exhale, coming down to the forearms. Inhale, lifting back up. Really just opening up through the spine here. Shoulders and getting a nice stretch. And exhale down. And one more time, lifting up. Really feeling this into the body. Exhale down. Hands underneath our chest, and let's lift ourselves up into a plank pose. Heels moving towards the back of your mat. Really feel that firmly. And then drawing this nice energy from the ground up through our hands, through our palms, up into our chest. Shoulders are nice and active. Glutes are switched on. Heels are moving towards the back of the mat. And then lifting all the way back up into downward facing dog. And take a nice deep breath in here. You might have a very generous bend in the knees. And that's just preserving that lower back and helping you lengthen out the spine with your tailbone moving towards the back of the room or your space. Heels don't need to touch the ground if you are lengthening out the legs. They can be up a little bit, down a little bit, wherever feels good to you. Coming to the balls of both feet, let's walk. Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. The feet all the way up behind the hands. Fingertips move below the kneecaps, lengthening out the spine. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, bending the knees, rolling ourselves up to stand. Then our hands move up above our heads. Gaze may follow, following the fingertips. And exhale, hands down to heart center. And opening the hands out. Let's bring this out one time here. Rolling the shoulders back a little bit. So we've got length here. Feet are planted firmly into the mat, gripping down. And we're in our Tadasana pose. Taking a little bit of inspiration from the nice mountain castle behind us, draw your mountain pose in. Nice Tadasana here. Inhale, hands up to sky. Gaze follows. Exhale, hands through heart center, hinging at the hips. Nice bend in the knees to preserve that lower back and folding all the way down. Fingertips to mat, lifting up. And then exhale, hands down. Left foot back to the edge of the mat. I'm going to lift up into an Ardha Anjaneyasana. And exhale as we straighten our front leg into a little Ardha Hanuman for a little stretch. And inhale, back to center, hands to mat. Right foot back to left. Hips move back towards heels. And then our nose close to the ground as we lift and breathe open. Lifting up and to an upward facing dog if you're ready. If that's a bit strong to start with, we can come to a Cobra with our hips on the ground and just pressing down. Whatever works for you. Rolling of the toes and back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. On the next, now we're going to tiptoe our feet all the way back up behind our hands. Inhale as we do a halfway lift. Our fingertips just below the kneecaps. And exhale, folding all the way down. Nice bend in the knees as we roll ourselves up to stand. Hands moving up above us. Fingertips touch. And exhale, palms through heart center. And let's open up one more time into our mountain pose. Strength. Feel that moving up through your body. Activate the inner thighs. Feel your spine just lengthening out a little bit more. And inhale, hands up to sky. Just leaning back up tiny bit more to open our spine, heart to sky. And exhale, hands through heart center. Hinging at the hips, folding all the way down. Inhale, lifting up. Fingertips to the mat. Palms follow down as our right foot moves to the back of the mat. Right knee lowers as we raise ourselves up into our Ardha Anjaneyasana, our lowered lunge. And exhale, hands moving down towards the mat as our left foot lengthens out into Ardha Hanuman. Just a nice stretch to wake up those hamstrings. And inhale, back, hands back up to sky into our lowered lunge. Hands move down to the mat, framing the left foot back to right, knees touch, big toes touch, hips towards heels, and then forearms to ground as our nose moves close to mat, lifting ourselves back up into our Cobra or our upward facing dog. And lifting our hips back up to sky and back to our downward facing dog. And take a nice breath in here. Draw in that nice sunrise, that nice energy of the day into your body. And then hips up just a little bit as we move onto our big toes. And then we're going to hop, skip, jump, teleport to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, fingertips just below kneecaps, lengthening out the spine. And exhale, folding all the way down. Inhale, nice bend in the knees as we roll ourselves up. Hands up to sky, gaze may follow. Exhale, hands through heart center and open up into our mountain pose. Out to Tadasana pose. Third time through, last time here. Draw that strength in for the day. Inhale, hands up to sky. More of a nice gentle opening of the heart to the sky. And exhale, hands through heart center, hinging at the hips, folding all the way down. Inhale, fingertips to mat. Hand palms move down to mat. We've stretched out each side. So maybe it's a gentle hop back, skip back, lift the legs, shoot back. And then lifting ourselves up into a nice up dog or cobra. And exhale, roll over the toes. And back to downward facing dog. And take a nice breath in here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bring your knees to the edges of the mat. We'll bring our big toes to touch. Hips move towards heels. And we'll lower down into a child's pose. This beautiful space as we welcome the day. A nice offering to yourself, for yourself, in this moment. Moving our hips back up above our knees, tuck the toes, and we'll lift ourselves back up into a downward facing dog. Make the ball of the left foot. Right foot will float up to the sky. Right knee will move through the chest, and our right toes are moving towards our right thumb. Left foot will move to a 45-degree angle as we raise ourselves up into a warrior one. And rolling our hands back down, palms are moving forward, and our palms will be facing the ground as we bring our chest parallel to the floor. We're just leaning on top of our front leg. And inhale back up to warrior one. In our warrior one, our right knee's tracking over the right ankle. Back foot's 45 degrees, and you can feel the outer edge of the left foot, really gripping into the mat. And inhale. Exhale as we move back up. Take a deep breath in here. Hands really lifting up towards the sky. And exhale as we move forward. And inhale. Hands back up. Hands move down, framing the right foot. Let's drop the left knee down to the mat. And then lift ourselves back up to our Ardha Anjaneyasana. And then flowing forward, lengthening out the right leg as our hands move down towards the mat. Gaze moves forward, feeling that strength. And inhale, back up, Ardha Anjaneyasana. Hands framing the right foot back to left. Hips move towards heels, forearms down to ground, and breathe yourself open and up into a nice upward facing dog. Rolling over the toes and back to downward facing dog. Take a centering breath here. Bring this nice, wonderful energy in, moving through your body. And feel it radiating out. Your hands, your feet, everywhere. Coming to the ball of the right foot. Left foot will float up to the sky. Left knee will move up through the chest. Our left toes to left thumb. We're going to put our right foot to 45 degrees to raise ourselves up into our warrior one. Take a nice breath in here. Hips are moving towards the front of your room, your space, you're lengthening out. We're really aiming to keep this left knee over the left ankle. And as we move our chest forward, nice and proudly, palms are facing the sky, and the palms will continue to face that way. And so that when you end with your body parallel to the ground, the palms are facing the ground. Inhale, hands back up. Exhale, moving forward. Inhale, hands back up to sky. Length and strength here, outer edge of right foot gripping down into the mat. And exhale, hands back down. Inhale, I think I did one too many then. Got lost counting. And hands will move down, framing the left foot. Right knee will move towards the ground, and we'll raise ourselves back up into an Ardha Anjaneyasana, our lowered lunge. And my hands will move towards the mat as our left leg lengthens. Toes tucked or untucked. Do a nice Ardha Hanuman, stretching those hamstrings. And coming back forward, lifting back up into our lowered lunge. Hands framing the left foot back to meet right. Knees touch, big toes touch, hips move to heels. And our forearms down to ground as our nose moves close into this nice lunar lifting up into an upward facing dog. Cobra and roll over the toes and arrive back to downward facing dog. Take a nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. And with the ball of the left foot, right foot will float up to the sky. Right knee moving through the chest. Right toes to right thumb. Left foot to 45 degrees. Rising back up into our warrior one. Watching out for that right knee to make sure it's tracking over the right ankle. And then palms moving forward as the chest moves parallel towards the ground. Palms facing the ground and lifting back up on the inhale. Exhale, chest moving forward, parallel to the ground. And inhale, hands up to sky. Exhale, moving forward, feeling that through the hips. Waking up here. And inhale, hands up. Hands framing the right foot back to left. Knees will drop. Oh no, we forgot our Ardha Janusirasana. Let's bring those right toes back up to right thumb. Left knee lowers. And we arrive back into our Ardha Janusirasana. Almost got out of this one. And then hands moving forward as we lengthen out the front right leg. And then breathing back open, back up into our Ardha Janusirasana. Exhale, hands framing the right foot, right knee back with your right toes, with all toes touching. And then our forearms lower, nose close to the ground, and lift up into an upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over the toes, and back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. Yeah, almost forgot the Ardha Janusirasana. Can't have that. Got to keep both sides balanced. Going to the ball of the right foot, left foot floating up to sky, left knee moving up through the chest, left toes to left thumb, right foot pivoting open to 45 degrees, raising us up into our warrior one. And then exhale, palms facing the ground as our body moves horizontally. Inhale, back up to sky. Exhale, drawing this beautiful energy of the day through our bodies, really feeling everything begin to move alive and feeling like you're in flow and connection to your entire state of being. Exhale, back down. And inhale, back up to sky. Really lifting up here. A bit more length through your arms, through your shoulders. And exhale, hands framing the left foot. And we're going to drop the right knee down. Back to our Ardha Janusirasana. Not missing this one. And then exhale, lengthening out the left leg. And really stretching in here. I like to keep my chest a little bit proud here. It adds more of a nice stretch to the back of my hamstrings, but you can take your head down, nose down, whatever feels good for you. Inhale back up, Ardha Janusirasana. And then framing left foot back to right, knees touch, big toes touch, hips to heels, forearms down to ground, and lifting ourselves open and beautifully up into an upward facing dog. And then roll over the toes. And back to downward facing dog. Take a nice breath in here. Really feel that heat building in your legs, building up through your body. With the ball of the left foot, right foot will float up to the sky. Right knee moving up through the chest, right toes to right thumb, left foot to 45 degrees as we lift up into our warrior one. And we flow. Exhale, chest moving parallel towards the ground. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale, moving down towards the mat, your space. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, last time through. Really feel that here. Maybe hold for a moment. And inhale, back up. And lengthen the hands out a little bit more here. Shoulders still on the back, body. Feeling that through the hips. And hands down, framing left foot, right foot, left knee down to the mat. And then lifting our hands up to sky. Ardha Janusirasana. That beautiful lowered lunge. And exhale, lengthening out the right leg as we move back into our Ardha Hanuman. Feeling the strength and length here. Foot back to mat as we lift up into our lowered lunge. And exhale, hands framing right foot back to left. Knees touch, toes touch, hips to heels, forearms down to mat. And your nose close to the mat as we lift ourselves up into our upward facing dog. And breathe in here. Exhale. Hips up to the sky as we roll over the toes and back to downward facing dog. Take a nice breath in here. And on the exhale, aim to lift your hips just a little bit higher, pressing back a little bit more firmly towards the back of your room, your space, and just watching where those shoulders are. And with the ball of the right foot, left foot will float up to the sky, left knee through the chest, left toes to left thumb, right foot to 45 degrees as we pivot it open to warrior one. Watching that left knee, make sure it's tracking over the left ankle, and then bringing our body parallel to the ground, palms facing the ground. We're in the back position, and then inhale, lifting up. Exhale, hands moving back behind us. Beautiful flow with the energy on the inhale lifting you back up. And exhale, hands moving down. And inhale, lifting up. Just realize I'm basically in time to the waves crashing at the little beach behind us. It's really beautiful. And inhale as our hands move down to frame the left foot, right knee lowers, and we lift ourselves up into our Janusirasana. Hands moving down towards the mat as we lengthen out our left leg. Taking a nice breath in here. Feeling this last time into Ardha Hanuman. And inhale back up to our Ardha Anjaneyasana. Hands framing the left foot back to right, knees touch, big toes touch, hips towards heels, forearms towards the mat, nose close to the mat as we breathe open and up into our upward facing dog. And rolling over the toes and back to downward facing dog. And take a nice centering breath in here. And exhale, let it all go as we bring our knees down to the edge of the mat. Big toes touch, hips move back towards heels, and forehead lowering down into this beautiful space, ready to receive, ready to be you. And coming back into a nice tabletop position. Take one cat-cow here. So we just open our chest brightly forward to the front of our space and exhale, a nice juicy rounding of the spine, looking back towards the edge of your mat. You might find you've got a lot more room now. Back into tabletop, tuck the toes, lifting ourselves up and back into our downward facing dog. Coming to the ball of the left foot, the right foot will float up to the sky. Right knee will move through the chest and right toes to right thumb. Left foot will pivot to 90 degrees this time. So we raise ourselves up, hands wiggling open to a warrior two. And again, the call outs here. We want our right knee tracking over our right ankle, hips moving a little bit further around, hands like moving out from the shoulders. So we're in this nice, strong length position. Flipping both palms, we're going to straighten the front right leg. Hands move towards the sky, gaze may follow, and exhale back to warrior one, two. Inhale, hands up to sky, gaze may follow, and exhale back to warrior two. And inhale, back up to a high warrior, high prayer above us, and exhale back to warrior two, following that leg. Left hand moves around, finds right hand moves down to the ground, left knee lowers down, left palm lowers, and the right hand will move around behind us. This nice position, almost like a clock, rolling all the way around, lifting up the back, right foot, and gripping onto the right foot as we turn into this nice lizard twist. Gaze may look back over your shoulder, with the space, wherever feels good for you. You might notice your neck is still a little bit tight. Maybe next time we do a few more of those neck rolls before we get going. And exhale, hand moving back, around, framing the right foot back to left, hips moving towards heels, forearms drop, nose close to mat, lifting ourselves up into an upward facing dog, rolling over the toes, and back to downward facing dog. Coming to the ball of the right foot, left foot will float up to the sky, left knee will move through the chest, left toes to left thumb, right foot pivoting to 90 degrees, so we raise ourselves up into a warrior two. Strength here in your warrior, bring that all into being. And flipping both palms, straightening the left leg, so we raise ourselves up into a flying warrior. Gaze may follow the fingertips. Exhale back to warrior two. Flipping both palms, lengthening the front leg. Gaze follows up to Flying Warrior, and exhale back to Warrior 2. Flip both palms, Flying Warrior, gaze may follow, and exhale back to Warrior 2. Right hand moves around, right hand meets left, palms down to the mat, right knee lowers, left hand out, palm facing away from you, and open it like a clock, rotating it around at the back as you grip the inner edge of your right foot. And gaze looking over in this nice twisted lizard. Lunge. Exhale, letting it go. Right hand back around. Left hand back around to left foot back to right. Big toes touch, hips back towards heels, forearms to mat, breathing yourself open into a cobra or your upward facing dog. And exhale, rolling over the toes and back to downward facing dog. Take a centering breath in here. I'm going to make these last couple. If you're counting with me, you know there's 2 more on each side. I'm going to make these a little bit more dynamic and a bit more into flow. Coming to ball left foot, right foot will float up to sky. Right knee will move through the chest. Right toes to right thumb. Left foot to 90 degrees. Raising ourselves open into our Warrior 2. Stabilize here. Breathing in, flip both palms and flying up into Flying Warrior. And exhale, opening back to Warrior 2. Flipping both palms, lengthening out the front leg up to Warrior 2. And exhale, opening back. Oh, that was Flying Warrior to Warrior 2. Inhale, lifting ourselves up to Flying Warrior, lengthening out the front leg. And exhale back to Warrior 2. Left hand moves around, finds right. Palms framing the right foot. Left knee down to the mat. Left palm lowers. Right hand coming around. Not gripping onto the foot this time. Just tapping it. And then moving back around. And bringing your elbow down towards the mat. If it reaches, hand back around. Tapping the left foot. And then elbow coming down inside of the right foot. Does your elbow touch the ground? Maybe, maybe not. If not, the palm can. And then breathing back around. Last time here, because we're doing 3s. Touch the back foot. Hand moving around. Maybe the elbow touches the ground. Maybe the hand does. And back up. Palms facing the ground. Right foot back to left. Knees touch. Big toes touch. Forearms down to the mat. Nose close to the mat. Breathe yourself open and up into an upward facing dog. Rolling over the toes. And back to downward facing dog. Coming to the ball of the right foot. Left foot will float up to the sky. Left knee moving through the chest. Left toes to left thumb. Right foot to 90 degrees. Raising yourself open to Warrior 2. Stabilize here. Drawing that energy in. Bring your hips and body into alignment. Lifting both palms. Lengthening out the front leg as we raise up into a Flying Warrior. Exhale back to Warrior 2. Lifting both palms. Flying Warrior as we lift up. And exhale back to Warrior 2. Flipping both palms, flying up to a Flying Warrior, and exhale back to Warrior 2. Holding here for just a moment. Length and strength out of your shoulders, and then right hand moving around, finding left. Palms down to mat, right knee lowers, left hand moving around like a clock, lifting the right foot up, tapping it, and then coming around. Maybe the elbows just touching down to the ground. I want to scooch the left foot out just a tad to create a little bit more room, a bit more of a window there. And then left hand back around, touching the right foot, moving around like a clock. And maybe the hand touches the ground, maybe the elbow does. Inhale, 3rd time through, 3rd time lucky. Grab that foot, touch that foot, and then back around and touch. Palms both to mat. Left foot moves back to right. Knees touch, big toes touch, hips towards heels. Forearms towards the mat, nose close to the mat, and breathe yourself open, nice and brightly forward. And exhale, roll over the toes for a nice juicy stretch back into our downward facing dog. One more set through, coming to the ball of the left foot. Right foot will float up to the sky. Right knee moving through the chest. Right toes to right thumb. Bring those hands with you, opening yourself up. Bringing the strength of the day with you to ground you into your strong warrior. Flipping both palms, lengthening out the front leg as we move to a Flying Warrior. And exhale back to Warrior 2. Inhale, Flying Warrior. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, lifting yourself up to Flying Warrior. And exhale back to Warrior 2. Length here. strength here. Feel that grounding. Watch that knee over that ankle. Left hand moving around to right hand, framing the right foot. Left knee down to the ground, left palm down to the ground, and moving the hand back around. Tapping and coming forward. Moving that hand around like a clock, tapping your back foot, and then coming around. Maybe just scooching inside. That right knee, that right foot, touching last time through, and wherever you end up on the mat, right palm to the ground, right foot moves back to meet left, knees touch, big toes touch, hips towards heels, forearms towards the mat. Breathe up and open into upward facing dog. Roll over the toes and back to downward facing dog. Nice breath in here. And get ready for the last time through. Ball of the right foot, left foot will float up to the sky. Left knee will move through the chest. Left toes to left thumb. Right foot to 90 degrees. Raising ourselves open into our warrior two. Flipping both palms, lengthening out the front leg to a flying warrior. Fingertips touch. Exhale. Back. Flipping both palms, opening up to a flying warrior. And exhale. Back to warrior two. Last time through here, flipping both palms, flying warriors. We lengthen out the left leg, gaze follows up, and exhale back to a warrior two. Holding here for a moment, holding our strength, drawing that energy, that warrior energy in through our body, and then right hand moving around to left, hands moving down to frame the left foot, right knee lowers, left hand moves out, like the arms of a clock, moving around to touch the back right foot. And inhale, moving through, elbow down towards the mat, and back around. Touching the back foot, hand comes back through the front of our space, elbow down towards your left heel, and lifting up one last time. Left hand moving around to touch right foot. Just a little touch there. And then coming back down to the mat. Both palms plant. Left foot back to right, knees touch, big toes touch, hips towards heels. And let's hold here in this nice little embryo position as we bring our hands back behind us. And then we just bring our forehead down to the mat. And take a nice breath in here in this beautiful, nice child's pose, embryo pose. And feel the energy coursing through your body. Feel it nourishing every part of yourself. And coming back up into our hero's position. Move this way. As we arrive up into our hero's position, sitting up, chest nice and proud. Feel that nice juicy movements that are moving all through our bodies. To get our hips especially moving. And bring our hands up above our heads. Fingertips touch, gaze will follow. Been here quite a few times today. Exhale, hands moving through heart center. Nestling into our heart space here. Bring our hands out in front of us, rotating around to the backs of our palms, facing each other, and drawing our hands back behind us. Right thumb on top, and lengthen up, opening our chest towards the sky, your roof, the space. Hopefully there isn't a light that's too bright that you're staring at. And then bringing our right hands across as a little holster to the right side. And then just dropping our right ear down. Let's see if this feels a little bit different now since you've been going. Let's see if it's helped you just release a little bit of space through. And then moving that clasp back, swapping over. So the left thumb's on top, lifting up. So your fingertips are moving towards the ground behind you. Chest nice and open. And then exhale. Hand across to the left side, and then dropping the left ear down. And just moving around a little bit, creating a little bit of space. A little bit of movement here. And coming down onto the mat, into a seated position. We're going to bring our right foot out in front of us. Left foot just nestling in against our thigh here for a Janushirasana. We'll raise our chest up. And I invite you just to start to move forward. Now you may just be gripping the toe, you might be gripping the leg just onto the shin. That's fine, keeping the chest nice and proud and slowly moving through. You might be gripping here, you might be touching your toes, you might be gripping a mat, or you might bring your head all the way down. Wherever is good for you, you move there and take a couple of breaths. Nice breath in, and then let it go. And bringing our left foot out in front of us, right foot inside, same place we just went, moving into this nice Janushirasana, hands moving up. These beautiful movements that we went through our warrior ones, through Ardha and Janushirasanas, and then slowly moving forward and in. And again, hands can be on your shin, it's perfectly fine, keeping the chest nice and proud, really feeling that through the hips. Or you might be starting to move a little bit further forward, gripping onto the toes, going all the way. Wherever you end up, it's perfect for you this time, for the space. Don't try to push an aesthetic, don't try to push your body into anywhere else. It's kind of awkward trying to do this when I've got rocks underneath me on a little bit of a hill, but that's okay. It's all about this spectacular location today. Then hands just pressing down as we can bring both feet out in front of us. We'll take a beautiful, gentle forward fold to close off this flow. Again, same deal here. You may have your hands just on your shins, just lengthening out the spine here, keeping the chest nice and proud so you can feel that nice juicy stretch moving through your hips. You may grip onto the toes, grip them anywhere else, or you may go all the way down. And inhale, coming back up. Whenever you're ready, you can lie down and take some seated recline positions, jump into a closing workout here, or a closing cool down stretch, whatever you need. But I want to thank you for flowing with me in this magical setting today. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you've taken some energy out from this beautiful place, and I hope it empowers you for the rest of your day. I look forward to flowing along with you again soon. Thanks. Namaste.